Rafting, Ready or Not, by Olivia Snow. Dear Diary, what an amazing day. I never thought rafting could be so much fun. Wait, I should probably back up and explain what I was doing on a raft in the first place. Today, my family and I started our vacation. We're taking a rafting trip down the Colorado River. I have to admit, it didn't sound like my idea of fun. The thought of getting drenched by the river and sleeping in tents with creepy bugs and spiders kind of disgusted me. But unless I wanted to be left behind, I had to put on my life jacket and join in. Lisa, our guide, helped us get our big rubber raft into the river. We joined the others, scattered here and there along the river. There were so many, it felt like we were playing bumper boats. Lisa had told us that the river would narrow and we would be a bit cluttered. Then the river widened and the raft spread out as we were carried in the water's flow downstream. At first, I just sat in the raft and listened to my music. But when we picked up speed, I realized my help was needed. Before long, I was paddling away and enjoying the amazing wildlife overhead and along the shore. We spotted a great blue heron and a coyote. Then, we watched a mother beaver nuzzle her young gently with her snout. Lisa said that if we looked carefully, we might even see a mountain lion. I have to admit that when it was time to get off the river and set up camp, I actually felt disappointed. But it gave us a chance to appreciate the beauty of the Grand Canyon. The sunset was amazing. It made the red and gold colors of the canyon walls positively glow. We'll be back on the river early tomorrow, so I better zip up my sleeping bag and get to sleep. This week we are going to be focusing on the character and the setting. The author's choice of a setting is really important to the story, and the more specific or unusual a setting is, determines how closely the plot is going to be tied to the character's experiences in that setting. The best thing to do when trying to figure out the setting is look, first of all, at any of the illustrations or pictures that the story has. A lot of times the pictures give you a lot of clues about the setting. The things you're looking for as you read are details that tell where it takes place and the time, so you're going to look at when it takes place. When we say when, it might be something like what season, what time of year, what month, what time of day. Maybe a specific time is given. So you want to look at all of the answers to the when you're also looking for setting. Now, in the short story we just read about Rafting Ready or Not, the narrator starts out and didn't even want to go on the rafting trip at first. She's surprised by how much fun it is, and she recalls her idea of what the trip would be like. She talks about getting drenched, sharing a tent with bugs and spiders, and she talks about her feelings throughout. So when we keep reading, we need to be thinking about, well, how were her actual experiences on the river changing from what she first thought to how she ended up thinking about it? So she started it out not wanting to be on the trip, and then she ended up enjoying the trip. So if you're looking at the paper that I have, you will see that the setting is the Colorado River and it is in the present time. And then what it does is it focuses on different events and what the character's reaction was. So the first event was when the raft picked up speed. It talked about her reaction being that she realized she had to help out. She had to start paddling. If she didn't help out, the others in the raft would probably be in some trouble because they needed her help to keep rafting through and do it safely. The next event on the paper says, birds and animals appear along the river. This is mentioned because she had a reaction where she was in awe and very excited about it. She didn't realize how much she was going to enjoy seeing all of the different nature along the way. So that event was mentioned. The last one talks about leaving the river to set up camp. Her reaction here is that she was disappointed, but she appreciates the beauty around her. So she started out not even wanting to go on the trip, and then as the trip went on, the raft picked up speed. She realized she needed to help, that she was useful and would be helpful now that she's on the trip. Then she realized how much she was enjoying seeing all of the nature around her, the different birds and animals that were along the river. And when it was time to set up camp, she was actually disappointed that the trip was going to be coming to an end soon. She was really appreciating the trip and how things turned out. So her opinion changed from the beginning to the end. She didn't want to go, and then in the end, she enjoyed her trip. Think about if there was a time where you went on a trip that you weren't excited about, but in the end, you realized it ended up being a really good time.